Welcome back to Colorado's Best. We all know someone who has been in a car accident, or maybe you've been in one yourself, and you know how a serious injury can dramatically impact your life, but it does not have to ruin your life if you have the right help. John Case is a personal injury attorney and one of the founding partners of Benson & Case Law Firm. Thank you so much for being here on Colorado's Best.
Thank you for having me, Paula. It's a pleasure to be with you.
When it comes to personal injuries and wrongful deaths, you all really do specialize in this with your firm.
Yes, we do. Can I tell you a story?
I would love to hear some stories.
We represented a gentleman who rented a car, went to open the trunk. The trunk lid supports were broken. The trunk lid fell on his head, on his neck, and caused a very serious injury. After he'd been through physical therapy and MRIs and injection therapy, none of which worked, he had to have surgery and have a plate and screws put into his neck.
Wow.
After that, he was able to turn his head about 35 degrees to the right and about 35 degrees to the left, and it hurts him to do most of the ordinary things that he used to do freely.
It's awful.
So he can't play rugby, he can't play hockey, he has to travel on airplanes, and he gets pretty severe neck pain. But he was able to keep his job, and because of the efforts of our firm, he got compensation that enabled him to have a just result, because he lost quite a bit as a result of that injury.
You got him what was due him, and that's really what it's all about. That's such a random accident to happen to him, and that's usually what it is. It's some sort of car accident, something so bizarre, and it's so important to keep your wits about you right after an accident. What are some of the things people need to keep in mind right there at the beginning of an accident?
Well, first of all, you want to do your civic duty and take care of the injured if there are people injured. If you're the one who's injured, you're not going to be able to help anybody else.
Sure.
You need to get information at the scene, find out who the people who saw the collision are. You need to take pictures if you have a cell phone camera with you, because most times the police do not take photographs at the scene of a collision. So all of those things are important, and you need to get in touch with a lawyer if you've got a life-changing injury or someone in your family has been killed.
I love to get really good advice from experts like you about what not to do as well when it comes to dealing with insurance companies who are calling you on the phone. They're trying to get a lot of information from you. What should you do as the victim, as the person who's been hurt?
Well, you remember you're talking to somebody who's professionally trained to deny your claim or to minimize your claim. The information they are asking for is not going to help you. It is going to help the insurance company deny or minimize your claim. So before you talk to an adjuster, you need to have a lawyer present. We do have our clients talk to adjusters when it's appropriate, but we are at their side when they talk to the adjuster.
That's what we want, someone at our side defending us from the very beginning to the end. And every scenario, of course, is different. Every person's accident, very individualized. You yourself, you specialize in personal injury. Tell us about the other partners in the firm, the other attorneys in the firm, and what they can specialize in for you.
Well, if you have a wrongful death case, you probably have a probate issue because the person owned property at the time of their death. We have a probate specialist in our law firm. If you have a person who's catastrophically injured, for example, a brain injury, they need a guardian and a conservator, we have an attorney in our firm who specializes in those issues. If you have a business owner who's been killed or catastrophically injured, he can't run the business anymore, there's a business succession issue or a business sale issue, we have attorneys in the firm who specialize in that.
Very nice. And I know that you have shared with me a story before where you took something all the way to the Court of Appeals. Talk about stick-to-itiveness. You know, you're there with your client from beginning to end. Would you give us that scenario? Kind of walk us through what happened with that case.
Yes. A woman came to us. Her husband had been hit by a car. He was knocked 25 feet in the air. He landed on the right side of his head. He was taken to the ICU unit. He had a terrible brain injury, fractures all over the left side of his body.
God.
And while he was in a coma, a social worker came to his wife and said, "Here's a do not resuscitate order. I suggest that you sign it."
Wow.
The wife said, "I'm not signing your paper, and I'm taking my husband to a hospital that'll help him recover."
Good for her.
She got him admitted to the brain injury program at Craig Hospital, where he was in rehab for 2 years. At the end of the 2 years, even though the left side of his body was paralyzed, he could ambulate with the help of a walker and his wife at his side to keep him from falling. Even though he was paralyzed, he could kind of swing his left leg by swiveling his hips. So the family had purchased disability insurance through employment payroll deductions. So they applied for the disability benefit, but the insurance company denied it.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. They said because he could wiggle the toes on his left foot, he was not paralyzed.
Please.
She came to our firm. She had, by this time, mortgaged her house to get the money so that it could be remodeled to accommodate his wheelchair and his disability needs. She came to us and we looked at it and we said, this is a very difficult case because the law favors the insurance company in these things. But the family's this committed, we're going to commit. So we committed. We filed an administrative appeal with the insurance company. They denied it. We filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court in Denver. The insurance company succeeded in having that claim dismissed. We appealed to the United States Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit, and we won.
Wonderful.
The court held that the gentleman was paralyzed on the left. The insurance company did not have the right to deny it, and we changed the law for disabled people in these kinds of insurance claims.
That's an incredible story, an incredible outcome, John. And not only are you there for your clients, you're there for the whole community. We're going to wrap this up, but I just want to hear some of the things that you volunteer for, because there are so many. I think that's important.
Well, thank you for asking. Yes, as a firm, we do at least one annual event a year for many years. We've had a water station at the Race for the Cure, helping the runners get hydrated. Last year, we packed food boxes for people who've been adversely impacted by the economy here. Other times, we've done cooked breakfast at the McDonald's house for the parents who are there with their kids who are undergoing surgery.
Just wonderful things. We just love hearing, you know, it means a lot to people to know that you're not just there for the paying clients, you're there for the entire community. John and his staff at Benson & Case will be there for you. You can give them a call at their office. It's 303-876-7600. That's Benson & Case Attorneys. Here's their website, bensoncase.com. The phone number again, 303-876-7600. Write this down. If you don't need them today, you might need them tomorrow. This is really important. 303-876-7600. You can also find them online at bensoncase.com.